Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Susan. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make bran muffins. Now I know that sounds way too healthy, but that's what we're going to do. And what we're going to start out with, I have 4 ounces of margarine. Not butter, margarine. You got to watch out because there's a difference in water content. So this calls for 4 ounces of margarine, and I'm going to add to that 1 cup of boiling water. I've got the water boiled over here. I'm going to pour some water in here. Got 1 cup. We're going to pour it in with the margarine. We're going to get this melted with any luck. So we're going to stir this and get it melted. And I will tell you a story about these muffins. We lived in Montana for a long time, like I guess about 14 years. And my husband started out in Montana working for Montana State University. And he covered the Montana State Fair. And one day he said, hey, how about entering some stuff in the Montana State Fair? And okay, so we entered our apple butter, which pretty well known for around that area. And he said, what else do you have? And I said, well, you know, I really don't have a whole lot. I've got a few muffins in the freezer. And he said, okay, let's grab a few of those. And I'll put those in too and see what we can do. Well, as it turned out, the apple butter happened to take first place, which was a surprise to me. But these muffins that were laying in the freezer, well, they weren't laying there too long. They were in there about maybe a couple months. Took third place in the Montana State Fair, which just kind of boggled my mind. I thought, gee, just something right out of the freezer, and here we go. But they're a good source of bran. They're a little on the healthy side, and heaven only knows we could use that. I'm trying to get this margarine melted here. We're not having a whole lot of luck. We might have to put it in the microwave and get it going. No, I think it's coming together. Anyway, surprise, surprise. And you know, today's Memorial Day, and of course we went to the American Legion. They had here in Minnesota, they had their Memorial Day celebration, which was very nice. A lot of guys that served the country in Vietnam, and real proud of all of them. They did their duty. They weren't very well supported when they came home, which was unfortunate. But I'm not going to get into politics. I'm just going to tell you that when you see somebody that served in the military, please thank them for their service. Please do that. It means a great deal to them. And of course it'll mean, I think, a great deal to you too, that you've done something nice for our servicemen. Well, this is pretty much melted. I'm not going to sit around here and get every last drop melted. Now to this margarine and water, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. This is granulated sugar. Here's 1 cup and 1/2 cup. This is a real easy recipe. It's got a lot of ingredients, but it's really simple. Okay, so we've got 1.5 cups of sugar. We're going to mix that together. course, it's Memorial Weekend and it's raining out here in northern Minnesota. What else do you expect? Of course, I remember one Memorial Weekend when we lived in South Dakota. We were going to go camping and it snowed. We couldn't get our camper out. So I guess a little rain doesn't matter. Okay, so now that we've got, it says here we've got the water and the sugar, and it's cooled slightly. So now we're going to add to this. I have 2 beaten eggs. I'm going to add that right in here. So this back here. And what else are we going to do? We're going to do some, have to look at the recipe. It's been so long since I've done anything with this. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. I can't tell you the last time I made these. They're so good though. I don't know why I don't make them that often. Okay, we got a teaspoon of salt. Cereals. This is where the bran comes in. It calls for 2 types of bran. The first type of bran, it calls for our bran buds. This is what I'm using. It says bran buds. So now we want, got some sugar left in there. So with the bran buds, we want 1 cup of bran buds. So let's get 1 cup poured out here without spilling it all over the counter. All right. So here we go. We've got 1 cup of bran buds. Let's stir those in. And then it says 2 cups of coarse bran. Now for the coarse bran, I'm using just an all bran. So we want 2 cups of this. Okay, there's 1. And 2 cups. Okay, let's get this stirred in. What else do we have to add with this? Oh, molasses. 1 tablespoon of molasses. Okay, so I've got molasses here, and of course I did have a tablespoon. You grab a tablespoon, and I want to spray. We're going to spray the tablespoon with a little non-stick spray. You know why we do that? So it doesn't stick into the spoon. So we got 1 tablespoon coming up here. All right, there we go. Pour that right in there. Okay, we'll stir this all together. Get all that bran. What we're doing is softening the bran. All right, so now we're going to set this aside and we're going to do the dry ingredients. Let's see what it says for the dry ingredients. It says mix the flour. Now I want the 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So we're going to do here's 1 cup and here's 2 cups, and we're going to do 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. Now you can increase the whole wheat flour if you want. You can play with this. But I'm just going to start out with 2 cups of whole wheat flour and 1 cup or 1/2 cup, 2 cups all-purpose half a cup of whole wheat flour. Okay, I'm going to stir that together. And then we're going to have to add, let's see, mixed flour and dry ingredients. What are the dry ingredients? 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now you want to make sure it's baking powder and baking soda. Oh, okay. Well, here's the baking soda. We want 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. It's 1.5, and we're going to have baking powder. Let me grab the baking powder, of course, that I didn't get out. You know, I try to get everything gathered together before I make anything, but every once in a while, slips through the cracks. So I want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 and 2. Okay. So we got the soda, the powder, and the flour. Wheat and all-purpose. So we're going to mix this together. Now, here we go. Now it says, add the flour to the egg mixture alternately with buttermilk. I have 2 cups of buttermilk here. So we're going to take this bowl with all of our bran and our eggs and our margarine. We're going to start adding alternately. I'm going to add some flour. Okay. I'm going to mix that in. This is real easy. You don't have to get a mixer out for it. You can just do it all by hand. Let's get her mixed here. And then we're going to pour some buttermilk in with it. Okay. And mix that together. Looks good. Smells pretty good with that molasses in there. So we're going to add some more flour mixture. And stir it in. Going to get to where we need to add some more buttermilk. Let's add some more buttermilk. Well, let's add a little more. Now I will ask you, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. All right, now we're going to add the rest of the flour and stir it in. Oh, well, I didn't wear an apron today, but that's okay. Everything washes. Now, I'm going to add the rest of the buttermilk. Okay. Get that in there. All right, now there's a couple more things I want to add. And I have 1 cup of chopped walnuts in here and 1 cup of golden raisins. I'm going to put that in there. I mean, they're healthy, why not add nuts and raisins? Of course, I add nuts and raisins to everything, seems like. You know, as you're watching this, I want you to realize something. I really do appreciate all of you. You have been very supportive, especially with my Parkinson's. I get the shakes sometimes, a little head bob, but you don't seem to mind that, and I sure do appreciate you for that. You know, we all have something going on in our lives, and we just need a little compassion and understanding. Okay, now that's done. I'm going to clean up that mess that I spilled the milk there. What I'm going to do is fill some muffin cups. I have my oven preheated at 400 degrees. So what we're going to do, and these are just your regular muffin cups. They aren't jumbo and they aren't mini. So what we're going to do is just grab a spoonful and pour it in the muffin cups. Try not to spill it all over the place. Then we're going to have to bake these for a few minutes. These should make somewhere around 25 to 30 muffins. They do freeze well. Take my word on that. Alright, just about got this one full. I don't know where the beagle is today. She's normally chomping at the bit to see what we've got going on. Okay, now there's one container. And I'm going to put another container. We'll bake these off. You know, I love muffins. I bake all sorts of muffins. They're so easy to bake. They're so tasty. They're kind of like a serving, you know. 1 serving, unless you get a real healthy appetite, and you can have a couple of muffins. They freeze well, and everybody likes a muffin. You can heat them up, put a little butter on them, and they're awfully good. I think down the line somewhere we're going to do some more muffins. Seems like I do a lot of baking. In fact, I will have to admit, we were in one of the freezers the other day in the garage, and my husband was poking around, and lo and behold, he found a strawberry rhubarb pie that had been in the back of the freezer. Fortunately, it was wrapped up, and and I baked it off, and it was quite tasty. So let's get these in the oven, and let me see, we're going to bake these for how long? It says, and I'll have this recipe posted on my website. It says we need to bake these to 15 to 20 minutes. So let's stick them in here. And I'm going to set my timer 15 minutes. And we'll be back in 15 minutes and see what happens with the muffins. All right. Here we are. First batch out of the oven. Look pretty good, don't they? Wow. Aren't those nice? Let's see, let me get another hot pad here. And we're going to take them out because we're going to have to cool these down and put more muffins in. Oh my, look at these. They look beautiful. Well, as good as a brown muffin can look, I guess. Well, that one won't come out without a little encouragement. But anyway, this is what they look like. And I think we'll do another, looks like we got another 12 to 15 muffins that we can do. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have to get a knife to get that one out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed your day. Whoops, I just stabbed that. So, let me say this. Until next time, blessings to you and your family.